Mount Lake Terrace.
Yeah, I just killed myself at the gym the other day, basically. Everything hurts. And my buddy Spencer was like, hey, do you want to go to the gym? I was like, nah, I want to. But my body hurts and I gotta go up to do this movie thing. But I do enjoy his company. He's a good buddy. We always have fucking tons of laughs. And most of the time, he's out on the Buell, my old bike, so it's cool. We kind of talk about what a piece of crap that is. What a piece of crap that is. But we always have fun, so he's in there right now, right there, the LA Fitness. I'd feel like a complete stooge if he was staring at me through the window and I told him I was like homesick or some shit. But I kept it real. I was like, nope, I gotta do a movie tonight. Ugh. Gotta let some of that air in. It's kind of hot. But I'm wondering if most of the traffic is dissipated? I hope. I mean, the interstate's gonna blow when I get there, but it'll be exciting to make up a minute or two here if the West Seattle Bridge isn't completely fuck-sored. Because I'm used to seeing, like, fucking backed up cars all the way down this row, and everybody's moving with space. What the light board still says, it's like 5 minutes from here to the bridge, or from here to the I-5, so. Nice move. What a dick. On camera, too. Hey, I know, I'll just cut across a median. We'll prevent that as if they poured some fucking concrete right there, I feel like. Because back in the day, you used to be able to go left or right off that centerpiece there. Because this used to be 2 lanes turning, and not anymore. Now it forces you to go that way, which is normally how I get home, as you have seen. I don't have much to talk about today. It seems like everybody's out on their bike in shorts.
Let's talk about squids. I haven't brought that up at all, I don't feel like. Squid seems to mean something different to every motorcyclist that talks about it. So you get another perspective on it. You get mine. Now I'm going to start this by saying I really don't give a fuck what you wear. I'm an all the gear most of the time kind of guy. So we're gonna approach somebody who's not wearing anything other than a helmet. In my opinion, a vest, even an armored vest, is not going to protect you real great in a big fall. I don't feel like. I feel like if anything, your ribs won't crack, but everything else will. And he's fucking lane splitting. Oh, what a cock and balls, this guy. Because we all want to do it. But we can't. But he's in sneakers, he's in shorts. He's a short sleeve shirt on with a vest and a helmet. Helmet obviously is very important. I think it's the single most important piece of gear if you're gonna not wear other pieces of gear. I usually hold to the another guy in shorts right there. I usually hold to the I'd rather sweat than bleed mentality, because you know, a shower can fix not smelling fresh, but a shower is not going to fix shredded knees and arms and stuff, so there's always that. But Squid to me is somebody who just, I guess, cares less. Like, I've done a grocery store run where it's like helmet, gloves, jacket, jeans, and boots, right? Like I've worn jeans and tennis shoes like 3 times in my whole life. And to me, it just feels weird not wearing boots now when I'm shifting this thing. But I don't feel like tennis shoes are going to do a real good job at all in a crash, you know? I watched a video. If I can find it, I'll try and link it in the description. There's the tip of the mountain. Just the tip. Of this kid that wore protective, like, I'm not going to call anybody out. I think the model is TCX Street, so I don't know which brand name that is, but they're more of a tennis shoe with like some protective elements in them, and he was wearing those, and his foot got pretty fucked up nonetheless, and it was a lower speed crash. So I know you're gonna get hurt if you go down at high speeds to some degree. I feel like even in full leather, something's gonna hurt, right? Like, it'll be less the more, obviously, the more gear you have and the more experienced you are at falling, especially guys that are like track junkies. I'm sure there's a method to falling, you know. But there you go. There's another one right there. Now, I can't knock this guy entirely because he's wearing the exact same helmet I got on. But to me, that's squidding, man. Like, and do you. People have been riding motorcycles just fine for, you know, decades upon decades, not having all this fancy protective shit. You know, so you can continue doing that and probably be just fine right up until you're not, you know. It's that part that kind of fucks with me. But a squid is somebody who rides recklessly too, I feel like. You know, it's one thing, you know, I can get aggressive in a corner on this bike, and there's a comfort level right up until, you know, I've exceeded my comfort level on this bike cornering a couple of times, you know, and just to be like, you know what, this is a little too much, and then you back off and you realize, okay, you know, my heart starts pounding, and it's like, that's maybe above my skill level, and I'm not ashamed of that, whatever. But I don't ride like that if I am wearing jeans because I'm going, you know, from here to the grocery and back or whatever. It's fucking hot. It's unbearably hot in this shit. There's no two ways about it. They're getting better and better year after year at, you know, raising the bar for breathability and, you know, lighter weight materials that are stronger and more impact resistant and have better armor, and, you know, it's awesome. Like, I can spend money on that because to me it's worth it, and it's cool to see how far they've come. But, you know, I certainly don't ride recklessly, and I know a couple of people. I see them around a lot in my neck of the woods that, you know, ride up and down Alki Beach, and when they don't see a cop, they pop it up on one wheel. You know, they're wearing a fucking basketball jersey, shorts, you know, tennis shoes, you know, and a helmet. And it's like, man, I just feel like, you know, when you're inviting that much risk, and to each their own, maybe they just don't give a fuck, and that's cool too, I guess. But if you're inviting that much risk, at least wrap up your important body parts, man. But I guess that kind of speaks to age too. Like, I feel like if I got into street bikes like late teenage years, early 20s, I probably would have gone down a couple of times. Like, you know, there's that fearless factor, there's that kind of reckless factor. You know, you're taking more risks, you feel like you're more invincible. And I'm not that old. I'm only 30. Like, I just finished my 20s. But I just, you know, I don't know. I'll give this guy a nod. See, and he's got all gear on. I think he's wearing blue jeans, but he had a Icon jacket, Icon helmet, all that shit. So, right on. And I try not to judge people for it, but if they're my friends, I'll give them as much shit as I fucking want to. You know, it's like one of my friends has a kid and stuff, and even in full gear, if he rides fast, it's like, hey, you got a daughter and shit. You know, I always throw it at him because, like, it's not like he loses sight of that fact, but just don't take shit for granted, man. And squidding, like, I could see myself squidding on a 50cc scooter, and a friend of mine that rode scooters before he got into bikes, like a long time ago, and he rides a motorcycle now, but he took a spill in just shorts and shit, and he was like, that was the fucking worst thing ever. That was terrible. It hurts like fuck just the same. Doesn't matter how fast you're going, you know. And it's like, yeah, would I wear full Spaceman Steve style shit on a fucking scooter? No. Although, I do got to tell you this. So I was at work, right, and they just opened up a piece of the sidewalk right outside of the entrance of the building for the employees that say motorcycle only. Yes, it's a fucking victory. So all the bikes get to park there in this new painted area, and we're pretty excited about it. We're ecstatic. So I'm talking to this guy, and he rides like a Iron 883. which is a pretty styling little bike. I like it. If I was to get a Harley, that's probably the one I would ride because it's very simple and, you know, straightforward bike. That's all it is, you know. Nothing stands out about it other than it's simple. But he and I were jaw-jacking for a while, and he had not seen me ride into work yet. You know, we've had a handful of conversations about bikes and stuff, and he hadn't seen my bike yet either. And I think I had parked it in a different spot the day before, and I didn't see him all that day, right up until I was leaving. I was in full gear. I'm heading out. I was like, oh, hey, dude, whatever, you know. We're jaw-jacking for a minute. And my bike is parked right in between these two scooters. And straight up, like, I go like I'm trying to get on the scooter, like, right as we're leaving and shit. And he has this, like, what the fuck look on his face. Like, are you fucking serious? A scooter? And I'm like, I almost throw my leg all the way over it. And then I, like, turn around and look at him, and I was like, nah. And then walked over and got on my bike, and he just started dying laughing. I was like, yeah, I got you. It was hilarious. But yeah, scooters. So back to if I was scooting, I would probably not wear as aggressive full gear. I mean, a helmet still, no matter what, and that state law. Like, why would you not? Even if it wasn't, in my opinion. You know, that's me. This is argued and argued and argued. Now my dad's from the generation of people that are
like, helmets are fucking bad for you. You know, it's proven that they'll fucking hurt your neck and shit when you go down because they're so heavy, and it's proven that you can't see as far. So fuck that. they were, in my opinion, even back then, the old, you know, Steve McQueen bullet style helmet that weighed 100 fucking pounds and was all clunky and shit. There's still nothing you could say that would tell me that would be worse for you on impact. Even those old ones. Never mind the amount of phenomenal technology that's come out over the years and do-da day. Like, fuck that. It's just, you're under the impression that it ain't cool to wear one. That's what the generation. And my dad was like, yeah, for real. It's just because that shit ain't cool. That's the only reason we wear helmets, thinking it was bad and shit. So whatever. Like, I'll put my foot down on that one because that's my opinion. As is basically this entire fucking vlog. So if you don't agree with it, I'm not going to tell you to suck my dick and shit. But you're entitled to have your own opinion. It's just how I feel strongly about that point. So.
But yeah, back to the squidding factor. My stance is somebody that invites more risk, somebody that, you know, because there's some riders just have flagrant disregard for the rules of the road and other people and shit, you know, and it's like, okay, if you're gonna ride aggressively and that's your style and you don't care about tickets and shit like that, fucking go for it. But people, especially in this city, which I think everyone would say about their own city, but especially in this city, are fucking oblivious on the road. Idiots. Like, everyday style fucking douchebags. And I just, you know, if somebody holding their latte, painting their nails, talking on the phone, and then just jam sauces into my lane and shit with no signal takes me the fuck out, I'm going to try and be wearing full gear when I'm doing it. In fact, it's rare that I'm not in full gear. It is hot, especially in traffic like this right now. I'm moving so fast. It's cumbersome. It takes time to put it on. But I'm like, you know, it's expensive and shit. Yeah, what's it worth getting airlifted to the hospital? What does that bill look like? You know what I mean? So take that amount of money and then justify that for as much gear as you want to spend. Especially somebody getting into biking that's new. You know, if you're brand new, I say fucking challenge yourself for an entire year every time you get on two wheels, no matter what. For one full year to wear as much fucking gear as you possibly can in all situations. You'll know what it feels like when it's hot, when it's chilly. You'll know what it feels like having all that shit on when you're fatigued. You'll know what it feels like when you're going fast. Whatever. Learn to ride your bike, but fucking wear some shit, dude. You know, at least a jacket, gloves, and a helmet. You know, and some thick shoes or boots if you can do it. You know, I have nice gear, and I like my gear. Obviously, I bought it for me. It's my own personal preference. I can spend as much fucking money on it as I want, you know. But there's outlets where you can get good shit for, like, on the down low cheap. You guys, I mean, I'm gonna shout out to Revzilla. Those guys are fucking great. Like, Anthony does hands down the most in-depth, real, relatable reviews I've ever seen anywhere. Period, and it's not even close. But sometimes that shit's expensive up there. What you doing, girl? I see you. But motorcyclecloseouts.com, you can get some quality shit up there for dirt cheap, dude, because it's primarily being discontinued models and stuff, but whatever. Wrap your fucking body parts up in some gear. I feel like I've been talking steady about this whole squid issue, but I find it to be very important to me, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I have wrecked a motorcycle before. I was on a dirt bike, and I know dirt bike gear is much different than street bike gear, but I was just wearing a fucking helmet. That's all I had on. I had a long sleeve shirt, helmet, fucking jeans, shoes, whatever. I did not have motocross boots. I did not have chest and back plate protectors, and that's where I feel like the chest and back plate protector would protect you is like motocross, right? That's has to be where it came from, is falling straight fucking back, whack. Straight up on your back or your chest or some shit, whatever. And most guys have, like, you know, that skeleton armor inside of mesh and shit like that. But I did not have access to these things. I was much, much younger. I was early teenage years. I was probably like 16. And I'm jumping on 125 in the woods. And it was cartoon style clothesline myself on a fucking tree branch, like, what? And I was probably a good 8-9 feet up. And bike went straight. I just fell straight down on my back, knocked myself the fuck out. You know, bruised ribs, fucking my organs were like bruised. I was pissing blood. Like, it was nasty. It was fucking gnarly. I couldn't walk straight for a couple weeks, and you know, I was just like, God damn. And to me at the time, I was just like, oh, that sucks. I should be better. No. Like, 30-year-old me goes back 15 fucking years and talks to 15-year-old me. I'd be like, it's not that you weren't good enough to hit that jump. Alright? It's that you weren't protected enough in case you fucked up. Right? Like, you can be as good or as not good. I could be fucking Ricky Carmichael and still have that one bad day, that one bad jump or shit. You know what I mean? I don't even know if he still races, so maybe that dates me a little bit on my knowledge or lack thereof of motocross. But it still hits home because my friend has gone down like 4 or 5 times. And every fucking time, every single time he was in full gear. And he's had, at worst, a bruised shoulder. His gear got fucked up, but his body was okay. And thank God they were mostly low-speed crashes and all that shit. But I challenge myself to think what it would be like, and I'll ask him, dude, when we do a dual vlog, like, because we're gonna do some dual vlogs. Yeah. But I'll ask him, like, straight up, what do you feel like you would be like now if you didn't have all your gear on and got hit? You know, got hit by that car or went down in that corner, or, you know, all those things, and just see. But I'm passionate about this topic, but because I've had friends that have gone down. I've gone down on dirt bikes, like, you know, I've gone down on quads, all that stuff, you know, seasoned riders. Like, one of my favorite YouTube motovloggers is Baker X Derek. If that wasn't fucking obvious, was like inspired me to get out here and do the same shit. So shout out to a homie and wishing him the best. But I just watched a video of him going down, like, you know, straight up, kind of went wide around this big ass sudden pothole in California. There's fucking gravel steady sprinkled all the way around the outside, which is where, you know, he was running wide, and then boop, bam. And apparently his buddy has patched up his bike and shit, but a fucking douchebag. And he's back on 2 wheels, and thank God he's not hurt, but it happens to everybody, so I just say wear gear. But anyway, I've bitched enough on this little rant, so I'm gonna fucking keep heading north through all this bullshit traffic and head up to this movie real quick, but maybe we'll do a night vlog on the way home. So, anyways, deuces, friends. Have an awesome day, evening, whenever you watch this.
Playtime is over. Say what? Over. Say what? I got no time to play no games with you. Playtime is over. Over. I got no time to play no games with you.